And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys.
People think, oh, well, cleaning your room, that's just a cliche. It's like, yeah, really, eh? Just go ahead and try it.
If people had any idea how powerful sleep is for healing from anything, and the fact that it's free.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock.
Podcast.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's episode of the Fighting Fit Show with myself, Niall Valentine. I'm joined today by the amazing Shauna O'Callaghan, one of the best boxers in the local area, and also my beautiful girlfriend. So, Shauna, thank you very much for being on the show. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? How did you get into boxing?
So, my name's Shauna. I am 20 years old and I work as a hairdresser in Crossmaglen. I got into boxing when I was 10 or 11. My mom used to do kickboxing years ago, and obviously as a child, one did anything my mom does. So she sent me, and I'd done kickboxing for a year, but I just didn't like it at all. Like, it just wasn't for me. So then randomly she just put us to the boxing, and I've been at it ever since. So I've been at it 9.5 years now.
And where are you doing? You're doing it in Clonnafa.
Yeah, I do it in Clonnafa, in Dundalk, in Mahavenmore.
Cool. So when did you win your first of your many All-Ireland titles?
So I started boxing, it was the November of 2011, and my first All-Ireland was in April of 2012. So I only had a few months to prepare myself, but
5 months training and you're a champion.
Yeah, and I won, yeah.
How'd that fight go?
It was actually, I remember it so well, and it was so long ago, but yeah, it went full 3 rounds, and I just obviously yeah.
How long was the rounds back then when you were, 12, 11?
It was a minute and a half.
I did that in the white collar, and that's still pretty long.
I know, it is really long, but
4 months in, you're a one-time Irish champion. What happened next?
what happened next after my first All-Ireland? When you're that young, there's not that many competitions or anything, so you kind of just have to, we just had to wait. That was basically my season over that year, and then I just had to wait until the Michael Andrews at the end of the year then.
What's
so
that
then,
some sort of boxing tournament, is it?
Yeah, it's just a boxing tournament. It's not it's not to qualify for anything or such.
All right, cool. So, moving on. 2-time All-Ireland champion. How old are you? Did you win this every year in a row, or what happened there?
So my first All-Ireland, I fought that, and then the second one, I got a walkover. So obviously I didn't have to fight for that one. And then for my third All-Ireland, the girl I fought in the Leinsters went full 3 rounds with her, and I beat her. And then in the All-Ireland, she got her revenge and beat me. So I didn't get my 3 in a row.
So in your third All-Ireland final, she beat you in the Leinster, or you beat her in the Leinster final and she beat you in the All-Ireland final?
Yeah.
Oh, so she got the good one.
Unfortunately, but sure, she's been dodging me ever since, so.
I don't know if you can say that. Is that the girl that you fought when you were 16 or 17 as well? Or is that somebody different?
No, that's someone else you're on about.
Oh, okay. All right, so again, actually, out of curiosity, how many times have you won the Leinsters?
5 times, I think.
And is that have you fought in the Leinsters every year, or was it just certain years? Whatever?
Well, obviously I fought in it every year I could, and then one of the years, or I think it was 2 of the years, I couldn't fight in it because I was going to the World Championship, so we weren't allowed to enter it.
All right, okay.
So
when was your first kind of Ireland appearance?
So my first time representing Ireland was in the international between Ireland versus England in 2015.
So you're 15?
Yeah, 2015.
And
think.
you captained the team, didn't you?
Yeah, it was held in Clanny for my boxing club, and I was the captain of the team. So it was my first time fighting for Ireland, and I was captain of the team, so I was really happy. And then I was the last fight of the night, so I was waiting around for ages.
You're the main event.
Yeah, and then it only lasted one round. So I was waiting around for nothing.
Did you stop her in the first round, was it? Or
Yeah,
did you not
the
let her out
first
for the
round.
second round?
First round was over, and she went back to the corner, and she never came back out.
So was it that corner stoppage then?
Yeah, she just couldn't come back out. So yeah, it wasn't like a stand count or anything like that.
So cut forward, I don't know, how many Ireland titles later, how many Ireland titles did you have when you first went to the Europeans?
4, I think. Yeah, 4.
All right, so you're a 4-time champion. You get picked to fight for Ireland at the European Championships in, where was it?
Well, I fought in the World Championships before the Europeans.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's talk about the World Champions first then. So you get picked for Ireland to fight in the World Championships in, where was it?
Taiwan.
In, what was that, 2015 as well, the same thing?
Yeah.
2015, all right. How'd that go?
So I had to fight in the cadets to obviously qualify and then be picked for the team to go to the World Championships. So
for the people that don't understand, what is the cadets?
So the cadets is like, it's basically like an All-Ireland, but with the cadets, it's like you're fighting either a year older than you or a year younger than you, just whatever way your age works out. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was fighting a girl a year older than me, and I was the underdog because Pete Taylor was in her corner, and the week before when she was in the semi-finals, Katie Taylor was in her corner. So they were like, Shauna O'Callaghan, who, like, she's not going to win this. And
what is Pete Taylor, Katie Taylor's brother or something?
Father.
Or dad, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was just underdog getting into the fight, and obviously I was like, this is my first really big fight to qualify for the World Championships. Like, so obviously I was training twice a day leading up to it. Like, that was the most I've ever trained in the years I was doing the boxing at the time. And then I went full 3 rounds, and I beat her, thank God. And I think it was like a week or 2.
Or split decision or what?
No, unanimous, yeah.
Not bad. All right, cut to the World Championships. How'd that go?
So World Championships was in Taiwan, and the draw was made, and my first fight was against Russia.
The notorious cheaters.
Yeah, so straight to the quarterfinal. I was fighting Russia, and I got beaten a split decision. So, and it was like a few days into the time we were in there, like in Taiwan. So the rest of the trip, I was just watching everyone else and cheering them on.
So how did the fight go? What did you think you won? Were you beat, or was it a bad decision, in your opinion?
When everyone said, like, obviously everyone, when they watched it, they were like, oh, I think you've done more to do it and all this, but it's just, I just never really liked to dwell on it. It's just, you can't say, oh, I thought I won it, but and then think the decision's going to change, you know, in that way, like.
Yeah.
But I think I done enough. Maybe I should have won the split decision, but it just could have went either way, like, you know what I mean? It was my first abroad trip, so I was really happy I got there anyway.
So what was the whole experience like? What did you learn from it? What would you do differently if you went back to the Worlds again?
Of course, I was 15, so it was just, when you're 15, you think you're, you know, something else. Like, so if I went back, I just would have been more serious about it, you know, because obviously I only was 15 at the time, so I just wasn't taking, like, it seriously enough, you know, in that way. And yeah, that's probably what I'd do differently, take it more serious, and I probably would have got a gold medal.
So you're more mature now, you're ready to win the World Championships. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
All right, cut to the Europeans. You got a medal there, didn't you?
Yeah, so the World Championships was in May, and then the Europeans was in August that year. And I had to fight in the cadets in July again, or June or July, to qualify for the Europeans. So qualified for them, and they were in Hungary, in Budapest. And the first day when the draw was made, I was fighting that day in the prelims, and
That's
I was
unlucky.
fighting. I know. I was
That's
like,
unlucky
just
to
my
get
luck, I'll be
pre-games
fighting
fight.
today.
All right, go on.
So I fought Germany, stopped her in the second round, and then in the quarterfinals, I was fighting. I can't really remember, but beat her anyways in unanimous decision. Went 3 rounds, and then in the semi-final, I was fighting Ukraine, and I stopped her in the second round, and that's when I went into the final, and I was fighting the Russian girl that beat me in the World Championships.
No way. So you
Yeah.
had to fight 4 times to get to the final.
Yeah, I had to fight
That's
4 times.
That's a long tournament. Most people
Yeah.
usually kind of your weight class and the girls fights is a lot less of a tournament bracket, but that is
I was 60 kilo at the time, so that was a really popular weight because obviously 60 kilo is like Olympic weight, so everyone just kind of floats about there anyway, no matter what age. Yeah, and
all right. So how'd the final go?
So final went, and last bell rang, and I lost in a split decision again.
Yeah. All right. Well, compared to the first time you fought her a couple months earlier and the second time, how did it go? What was different? Because obviously you had a few months more to prepare.
If I was looking at both the fights, I'd say I probably would have beat her more in the World Championships than I did in Europeans, which is hard to believe. But yeah,
I think that is.
There was just, because I was in the final and it was for the gold medal, there was just so much pressure on me, and obviously because I fought it before, there was just so much pressure, and it's like I just like to go with the flow. And
yeah, do you think maybe because she beat you in a split decision before, you were nervous that something like that would happen again and it took away from your performance, or do you think she was?
No, I wasn't nervous. Like I'm never really nervous, so it wasn't that like took me away from like the gold medal. It was just more so the pressure. Like it was just too much. Do you know, in that way? Like
I can vouch for that. Knowing you personally, like I since we've been together, you've had a few fights, but I've only been to the last one we were at. You didn't seem nervous at all, which you just seemed calm, cool, and collected. So yeah, I definitely believe that.
Yeah, like I never get nervous for fights. I don't know, people think that's weird, but it's just like I'm gonna come out alive. It's grand.
Cool. You know? So what happened next in the storied career of Shauna O'Callaghan? That's 2015. What happened after that?
2016. I was qualifying for the Europeans again, and they never went ahead because it was supposed to be in Turkey, I think, and there was like bombing and all going on in Turkey, so we couldn't even go to the Europeans. I think they still went ahead, but we just didn't go because we were obviously safety of ourselves and all that.
Like Team Iris or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So I obviously got picked for the Europeans, and we were all going to go, and which obviously all that happened. So we didn't end up going, but we went to the Golden Girl Championships in Germany.
What's that now?
It's just basically a tournament. It's just
like an international tournament.
Yeah, international tournament. It's big enough. Like once it's like international tournament and countries coming into one, it's like it's still big enough. Like
how'd that
go? Yeah, I had 2 fights and I won. So I won the gold medal that time. So it was really good.
You're technically the golden girl of 2016.
Yeah, golden girl of 2016. Yeah.
And how'd you go on that year in Ireland? Did you win the Lancers of the Europeans?
Well, we didn't go to the Europeans, but I did win
did you win the Lancers of the All Irelands?
Yes, I won the All Irelands, and I'm pretty sure I won the Lancers, yeah.
Not so bad. All right. So how many times, after 2016, how many times are All Ireland champion now?
Altogether, I am 9-time All Ireland champion.
So after 2016, how many times is that then?
So after 2016, that was my 5th one.
So you're 5-time champ at age 16. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Only been in for 5 years. So you're basically All Ireland champion every year.
Technically no, but you can put it that way.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Year by year, technically no, but yes. In 5 years. 5 times in 5 years. All right, 2017. That's kind of when I met you. What was your boxing kind of schedule like that year?
2017. So, 2017. Oh yeah. So in January, no, it wasn't January. In March, I had the cadets, and obviously leading up to all this, I was floating around 60 kilo for a few years, and the March I was really sick, so I kind of dropped weight, and I entered the cadets all Irelands at 57 kilos, so it was really, really late for me. So I fought in the final anyways, and I won, and that was to qualify for the World Championships that year. And I was you're supposed to go up to high performance and all that, and to get picked for the team anyway, because obviously you can qualify and then get picked. So then obviously, because I was sick at the time and I was dropping weight, obviously I got better afterwards. So then my weight was coming back, and I couldn't keep the 57 kilos, so I couldn't go to the World Championships that year, because it's just, when you're fighting, every time you fight in the World Championships, you have to weigh in. So obviously you need to be on your weight, like very strict, and I just couldn't hold my weight, so I never got to go to the World Championships so that year, and I was really disappointed.
Where were they on that?
China.
That
maybe I'm like,
annoying. What? How come? Did you try and get in at the 60 kilo or anything like that? No.
Well, no, because the girl at 60 kilo, like, she got a walkover, and she went to
Who was
the
that?
World Championships. Like, sorry?
Who was that? Do we know her?
Yeah, Marguerite and Evan.
Oh, I vaguely remember hearing you talk about her before. That sucks. So what? You got sick, you lost a lot of weight, and then when you got better, you couldn't fight at that weight anymore, and you couldn't go to the World Championships.
Yeah, even though I won the All Ireland at that weight, it's just, it wouldn't have benefited me anyway, because
oh yeah, of course, it would have been really, really hard to get back down to that weight. Sure,
yeah.
You're 5'7", 5'8", 57 kilos, but pretty light, like. Especially for
and the girl that I beat, she went in my place, and sure, she could hold it, and she was a very good boxer anyway, so it was better off for her to go.
Do you remember?
Yeah, Lavisha Clark.
How did she get on? Sorry, do you remember?
Oh, I don't think she got a medal, because she broke her hand.
No way, in the fight.
Yeah.
She must have been hitting pretty hard. You never hear about you don't hear too often about boxers breaking their hands, more so MMA fighters breaking their hands. That's crazy.
You know, but sometimes you can just twist it in the wrong way and then just.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, I know countless times I've hurt my wrist, but thankfully I've never hurt my hand. Anyways, all right, 2018. What are you, 6-time champion at this stage, or are you still 5-time champion?
Well, I'm 6 times because I won that one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you won that one, and then basically got it taken away.
Yeah.
So 2018 go for you. What happened? Was there any Europeans or anything on that year?
No, I think that was one of my bad years. Anyway.
What happened? Give us the lowdown. Every fighter has a few losses.
Under 18s, I was fighting that January, and it was a week after my birthday, and I was fighting this girl in the final, and I lost, and that was to go to the Europeans, so I didn't qualify that. Yeah.
Who was that?
Aoife Ginty.
Yeah, don't know. I know like 2-3 people. That's about it. Yeah. So you lost in January. What happened after that? Did you come back?
I lost in January 2018, and then
that was your first loss in the Irelands, wasn't it?
No, because I lost, and I didn't have 3 in a row. Remember?
Yeah. How did you not get that 3 in a row again? It was a split decision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we lost. That's 2018, first loss in 5 years. What happened? What happened next?
So that was lost, and then obviously I'd not in for ages then, because that was good to Europeans, and then there was the under 18s again in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fighting this girl, and she had beat me twice before.
Okay. Who's that?
This is Margarita Nevins. She beat me in the Leinsters
Oh,
and
right,
the
right.
Michael Andrews.
Is she the one that went in
So-
your place to the World Championships?
No,
Oh, sorry.
she was the 60 kilo one that went to the World Championships.
Oh, right. Go on.
So she beat me in the Leinsters and the Michael Andrews before, and I was obviously really disappointed because I knew in myself that I won them, but there was nothing you could do. Like, so this was really like a revenge. Like, I really
third
wanted
time
to
lucky.
win this.
What happened?
Yeah. So I trained so hard coming after this fight, trained morning and night, and then fought in the semi-final and obviously won that. And then I was fighting that girl in the final, and we went the full 3 rounds, split decision again. And I was just standing there thinking my hand better be raised right now. So yeah, it was anyway, and I won. So
you made the comeback. You finally beat the girl that beat you twice before in All Ireland's 2018, and now you're what, a 7-time champion?
yeah, that was my 7th All Ireland. Yeah,
I
that
remember.
was the one that meant most because I was so happy. Like, that was the happiest I've ever been out of all 7 All Irelands. It was just because it was so like I needed to get back. Like,
You need to prove
you
to
know
yourself that you can beat someone that beat you.
yeah, I just wanted to show everyone, like, you know, I am good enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just, yeah.
Of course, and you're good enough. All right, so 2018. I think I vaguely remember I was at your Leinster Championship fight that year. You stopped.
Oh, yeah, so I forgot about
You
it.
stopped there in the first round, didn't you?
Yeah, so obviously
Second round.
because that was my last youth, you know, like,
Yeah, under
I'm into like the seniors now. Like, I'm an old woman.
You're a
So
senior fighter. First Leinster Championship with senior. What happened?
so it was the senior Lancers, and it was just a straight final, and I was fighting this girl. Never heard of her before because obviously I just mind my own business and go on anyway. So I was fighting her, and I stopped in the second round, was it?
I can't remember. I just remember that you stopped her.
No, yeah, it was the second round. I stopped in the second round, and I won the Lancers, and then I entered the senior All Irelands, which is kind of like the intermediate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I entered them after that, and then it was the same girl again, but we went to full 3 rounds this time, and I still beat her 3-0, but went to full 3 rounds, and then after that it was the elite All Ireland. So this is like top dog stuff. So
you fought the Lancers, won, All Ireland's won, and then it was the elite All Ireland. So elite would be kind of your boxers to go to the Olympics and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. How'd that go?
So I fought in the semi-final against Amy Broadhurst, and we went the 3 rounds, and she
3-minute rounds, is it?
Yeah, 3 3-minute rounds, and she beat me in the end, which was fair enough because she is a really good boxer. So I was like, fair play, and then she went on to win the elite All Ireland. So I was very happy for her.
And then did she go to the Europeans after that, or was that something else?
No, I think she did go to the Europeans at 60 kilo though. Yeah,
she won, didn't she?
She got a medal, but she didn't. I'm actually not sure.
Oh, okay. All right. So, end of 2018, you're a 8-time Irish champion.
Yeah.
2019, you got the under 22s.
So, yeah, I got a walkover on the under 22 All Irelands, and that was to qualify for the Europeans in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So they were in March, so obviously I was training non-stop for them, and then I went to Russia, and the draw was made, and I went to 64 kilo at this time. I was getting heavy at this stage. So I went to 64 kilo and I weighed in, and it was in the prelims, I think. It was in the prelims, and I fought, and I only lasted 2 rounds, and the girl from Netherlands beat me. So
So that was your first time ever getting stopped.
Yeah, it was my
So
first time.
how did that go? How'd that go? Did you think it was a stoppage? I remember watching it and I wasn't too sure about it. What did you think?
I honestly, like, deep down, I honestly think it didn't deserve stoppage. Probably if it went to 3 rounds, she probably would have beat me because she was the more aggressive fighter. But I know deep down, like, it definitely wasn't a stoppage. But it's
How
just
did you
have
feel?
to.
Did you get a standing count before that, or was it just kind of just caught you and then he stopped it?
No, I got a standing count before that for nothing, and then
Didn't you
the
trip?
second.
I vaguely remember you tripped over either your own foot or someone else's foot, and then you got a standing count for that.
Yeah, so that was the second standing count, and
Okay.
we went in, and I kind of like stumbled, but it was over my own foot, and he just kind of assumed that she hit me, and I stumbled because of that, but it wasn't, and he just stopped the fight then. So I wasn't even like hurt or anything, you know, in that way.
But yeah,
so,
if you get 3 standing counts, then he stops the fight anyway. That's the rule, isn't it?
but it's 2 standing counts in the one, is it?
Yeah, I think it's 2. Was it 2 standing counts in 1 round, and then they stop the fight? I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how it works.
Well, that's the way it is usually anyway. If you get 2 standing counts in 1 round, like, then that's it over. So it was very frustrating. Like, I know I didn't deserve a stoppage, but you just have to live and learn, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So then there was a load of mess. There was a big gap there from the Europeans to the next fight because my
next fight was
the fight kept getting pushed back, wasn't it? What happened there?
No, there was no fight pushed back. It was just I had nothing on.
Yeah, there was supposed to be the fights at the end of September in the Box Cup, and then they were pushed back, or you didn't end up fighting in them, did you not?
Well, there was the senior lancers and the senior All Irelands, but I can't enter them again because I won them. So once you win them, then you're just an elite boxer, and you just have to fight for the elite All Ireland title. And
the older you get, the smaller your schedule kind of gets, doesn't it? Because when you're
definitely, like
cadets and all that sort of stuff, but now it's you can only fight in the elite All Irelands, and then obviously go into the Europes and the Worlds.
Yeah, so basically when you're elite, you just kind of have to make sure you have that elite title so you can go to Europeans and the Worlds and internationals and stuff like that there. So it's harder to get, obviously, because there's loads of people there and they're a lot more experienced than you, because obviously you're just coming in 18 years of age. Like.
Yeah. So did you fight in the elite All Irelands then? The last year? No,
because I was in a car crash the week before.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Shauna was supposed to be fighting in the All Irelands, and she was coming to my house, and I get a call, and she's got a big bloody face, and she's just around the corner from my house, run around, and the car is absolutely smashed to bits. We were in the hospital all night. Thank God she was okay. The car is completely totaled.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you were really banged up. You couldn't fight. I completely forgot that was the reason that you couldn't do it.
I know, yeah.
So then, what was the next fight after that? You were in the Ulster boxing championships, weren't you?
Yeah, this was the Ulster championships, and I won them on a walkover. And then there was
you're currently the Ulster intermediate champ, and then a couple of weeks ago you fought in the Ulster elite championships, didn't you? They were on TV.
Yeah, the Ulster elite championships. They were on BBC Radio 1, I think.
Yeah.
So I fought in them. I actually got a walkover, and obviously I got the title, but because, and then the weight above me, she got a walkover as well. So there was a special contest put on. So me and her fought each other, and it was still a decision, so it's still kind of like you fight for the title, in that way. So
yeah, you were 64 and she was 69, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So you fought someone near the stone and everything. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
It's a good bit of weight difference. She's like 5 kilo heavier,
Oh yeah, that's like 10, 11 pounds heavier. It's definitely make a difference. And you beat her on a split decision, didn't you? Or was it a unanimous decision?
No, it was split because I think it was the second round. She was more comfortable, in that way.
I remember watching and thinking that you were very just kind of like calm, cool, and collected the whole way throughout. Like you're just getting the job done, and you didn't look.
Yeah,
fake,
it's really
so
different.
you just look
Style
like you just look like you were chilling on a Saturday night in there, and you just got it done really easy. That's what I thought anyway.
it was my first fight since the Europeans in Russia, so it was like a year. Yeah.
The comeback fight, you become elite champion.
Yeah. So I was really happy with it. Thank God.
So that is your boxing career from from you started to your most recent Ulster Elite Championship fight there a month or two ago. So, if you had to pick one favorite moment of your whole kind of boxing career, as to say, what would it be?
It'd probably be becoming European silver medalist.
Yeah, did you say what? Not about beating the girl that beat you in the All Irelands.
I was thinking that, and I was like, it's really up there. Like, it's probably one of my second favorites. But you know, getting a medal at the Europeans is just something so like you'll take that with you forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're in the record books with like people that are professional boxers now that have won that same medal as you.
And
really cool.
If I had have won the final at the Europeans, I was gonna get the best girl boxer of the tournament, but obviously that never happened.
Sure, wouldn't. Oh, sure, is right. You fall from the preliminaries right up to the final. That would have been a cool story to get the fight from the bottom right to the top. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be.
But that was probably one of the best moments.
So if you had to pick the worst moment so far, what happened?
It'd probably be Russia, the Europeans last year.
Yeah, just because silly stuff in my opinion.
Sickening, like.
Yeah, it's I know how competitive you are, so I can imagine that really annoyed you.
Just I never got the chance to go the full 3 rounds, or do you know when that is just
again, the ref was only doing his job, but again, obviously the fighter always wants to keep going. It is kind of their job to step in when it needs to be done. But all right. So, what is the thing that give me the thing that you like the most about boxing and the thing you hate the most about boxing.
So,
well, I'll see if I agree or not.
Okay. Well, probably one of the things I like most about boxing is the traveling you get to do.
Yeah, you're all over the place. From
even all over the place. You know
Ireland to Taiwan to Germany to Bulgaria, France. Where else? Russia. It's crazy.
England, obviously. But I've been to loads of places, and that's probably one of the best things. And obviously, just the feeling of winning, like, because it's just you, yourself, and like just no one else. It's just you're the only one in the ring. Like, if you win, that was all you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really hard to explain, but it's just the satisfaction and of winning after all the training you've done and all the time and effort and the early mornings and the late nights you put in,
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of getting recognition for all the hard work that you put in.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you hate the most about boxing if you had to pick one thing?
One thing I hate most about boxing. No, it's not getting hit in the face. It's running. I hate running.
Yeah, I know for a fact that you hate running. I thought you for sure would have said getting hit in the face. Guys, for someone that boxes as much as Shauna does, she absolutely hates getting hit in the face. If you hit her in the face by accident when we're training, she gets so angry.
That's because like it's different when you're in a fight. It's like the adrenaline's gone. Like you want to get in there. I don't mind if I get hit in the face, but if it's in training, it's a wee tip. Like a wee tip unexpectedly hurts more than a big punch in the face when you're expecting it.
That's true. Very true.
But yeah, it's probably running. Like I just hate
What about
running.
the weight cut?
Well, it's probably my own fault if I have to drop weight suddenly. So I wouldn't really say that because it's my own fault if I ever need to cut weight.
You've kind of been maintaining 63 for a while now, though, haven't you?
Yeah, 63. So
like you can still fight. You fight it. You currently fight at 64, but if you absolutely had to, you could get to 60.
Yeah,
that's not so bad. Like you kind of depending on kind of like what the schedule is like, you can go maybe.
Yeah, the circumstances like.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Hey, who's your favorite boxing community? Like, I'm sure Katie Taylor is a big one. Bringing from Ireland yourself.
My favorite boxer, I probably would be Katie Taylor. Like, it's shocking, but I'm not one to watch boxing or follow it or anything like that. There, I literally just mind my own business, go in, do the job, and that's it. I don't really follow boxing. But if it had to be one person, probably would be Katie Taylor, because like she's just amazing, literally, at what she does, and she's such a nice person as well. She's so down to earth. Like, you wouldn't think it, because I met her a few times before, but it's just people think, like, you know, if you're a boxer, they assume that you're not a nice person, like you're mean because you're so aggressive in the ring, you know, in that way. But
you're a scumbag or something.
Yeah, but she's just such a lovely person. Like, loads of boxers are, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's so good at what she does, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so.
Sure, what is she, the unified world champ at the minute?
Yeah.
That's correct. That'll be you someday. You put down the Pringles and the Oreos.
Oh yeah.
So if you had to pick one person to fight, who would it be? Dream fight. Out of everyone in the whole world, who would you fight? And not me.
You. Oh, that's really tough.
Any skill level. Doesn't matter. Just pick who's your dream fight.
I never even thought about that. Like, Abba. I wouldn't even know who I would pick.
We'll just say me then.
We'll just say you.
I love Blackthorn me. So
to
kind of like what?
To everyone that I can beat you up.
Oh yeah, there's a constant debate going whether, since I'm only a novice boxer and Shauna is a champion boxer, whether she could beat me even though I'm a man, and there's a constant debate going around if that who would win that fight, and I obviously think I would. She seems to think she would, but fortunately and unfortunately, it'll never happen, because I'll never hit Shauna as hard as I possibly can, unless she really, really annoys me.
You'd never be able to live it down. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, one, I'd never be able to live it down, and also if I ended up fighting you and beating you really bad, I feel terrible about it. So it's a lose-lose for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's win-win for you, lose-lose for me. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about like your training routine when it comes to boxing. Like, what do you do for your specific like drill training, cardio training, and what do you do for your weight training? I know obviously you're a member of Fighting Fit. That is probably to do your weight and your condition training. So tell us a little bit about your time, like kind of what you do at Fighting Fit, and then also tell us a little bit about what you do in the boxing club.
So if I was coming up to a fight, and obviously I needed to be training twice a day, full on for a few months leading up to it, I would be going to Fighting Fit in the mornings, and that would usually be for my weight training and stuff like that there. And then in the evening time, I would be going to Clonaifa, my boxing club, and it's a lot of endurance and just cardio and just go to get that fitness level up. So
what's the kind of things that you would go through in a normal Clonaifa session? Lay it out for us, so for people that haven't been there before.
So first thing, we would start skipping for say 20 minutes, half an hour, depends on what time you arrive. I'm always there late, so it's usually about 20 minutes. And then after that, we do the running warm up, and we do a few exercises in between. It all just depends on the night. Like, sometimes we'd be running for an hour, sometimes it's only 20 minutes. It all just depends on what our coach wants us to do. But usually it's just that we run and warm up, and then we do our stretches, and then we get our wraps on, our gloves on, and we do bags, pads, and then a bit of sparring. And then if it's a running session, we obviously go out, do our long run, and then we do our sprints after that as well. So just depends on the evening and what you do, really. But most likely it's just skipping, warm up, and then your bags and pads and your sparring.
Just all your drills and stuff.
Yeah.
And then what does a kind of a typical Fighting Fit session look like for you back when we were actually in the gym, as opposed to now when we're doing all the home workouts?
Well, it'll most likely just be all your weights, wouldn't it, really? It'd be your weights, mixture of everything, and then they'd have boxing bags there as well, you know, hence the Fighting Fit. And
the cardio section.
for the cardio session. So I really enjoyed it because obviously I had that part in it. So just, yeah, that's what you
And
really
obviously
do.
you're a sponsored athlete by Fighting Fit. How does that
I
make you
know,
feel?
rapping.
There you go. So Shauna is one of our first and only sponsored Fighting Fit members. So there you go. So
And I'm very grateful for it.
So what's your future plans for boxing? What would you like to do moving forward?
It's really hard to know because obviously I had competitions and all planned out, but with the whole COVID-19 situation, it's kind of just all up in the air at the minute. But
Exactly.
I would just really love to be an elite champion, world champion, and European champion. That would be the dream. And then if it came to be an Olympic champion, but it's just those of main ones, like it would just be so satisfying to be able to say that I won a gold medal at the Europeans and the Worlds, and I was elite All-Ireland champion, the best in Ireland, in that way.
So set the bar high and aim for it, yeah?
Yeah, that's the plan now anyway. It's obviously all up in the air now, but that's kind of just the gist of it.
Yeah. So what kind of tips would you have for people that are interested in starting boxing and haven't really done it before?
Well, if you're starting, it's just best to just go head first. Like, obviously it's so scary. Like my wee sister, she started it and she loves it, but when she was in sparring, like she was so nervous, and I was like, it's just gets easier. Yeah, she cried, yeah, but after I was like, do you still want to come back? And she was like, yeah. She was just nervous. Like, it's just the nerves that get people sometimes, but literally just head first, just keep at it, and the work will pay off. It always does in the end. If you work really hard and you really want something, it always pays off. So
yeah, Nicole's actually gotten very good. Well, her technique's gotten pretty good very quickly. Got some power behind that backhand.
I know, it's very good. She takes it from a big sister.
That's it. So what sports stuff do you like to do outside of boxing?
I play Gaelic player from Crossmaglen. What else do you expect?
So you guys were county champions there a year or two back, weren't you? And you captained the team, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the minor championship. 2 years ago when I was 18, and I was the captain. And obviously that was my last time playing for minor because I was 18, and that was the last match, and it was the championship final, and we won, thank God.
You went out with a bang.
Yeah, went out with a bang. It's just so satisfying being able to say that.
Yeah. So you're an all-rounder is what you're telling me. Champion boxer, champion footballer. What else are you champion?
I used to do camogie years ago, like when I was young, but obviously with the amount of times to train for boxing and football, there was no way I could fit it in, so it stuck to them too, and I do them now. Yeah, that's what I mostly do on my time.
So guys, Shauna is the sort of the person that you would call good at everything. No matter what we do, no matter what sport I get her to play. We have the Fighting Fit Tag Rugby team that we take part in the Summer League in the Dundalk Rugby Club. We are short on numbers one of the days. I was like, Shauna, do you want to come play for the team? We need a few people. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And she comes to the team, scores a try, runs around everybody in her first game, never played tag rugby before in her life. She's the sort of person that is great at whatever she does, whether it be sports, business, education, whatever. She's just the best. So, thank you for being part of this podcast, Shauna. It took me about a year to convince you to come and talk to us on the Fighting Fit show.
I know. I'm a very nervous person.
She was a little bit nervous, guys. This may or may not have been take number 3 or 4 of this podcast.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you very much for listening to the podcast. If you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to our podcast. If you can hear more, subscribe to our Fighting Fit YouTube channel. The videos from these podcasts are posted on the YouTube channel weekly. The next podcast that is going to be coming up is going to be with John Carroll. He's a professional boxer that Stephen is going to be talking to. So I'm not sure if that will be posted before or after this podcast, but definitely stay tuned. We are getting some great names in to talk on the podcast in the coming weeks and months. So thanks for listening, guys. Again, subscribe to our podcast on our YouTube channel. I have been Niall at FF_Niall Valentine on Instagram. Shauna, give the guys your handle.
It's Shauna O'Callaghan, but without the A-N at the end. Shauna O'Callaghan.
So Shauna O'Cal. All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Shauna, for taking part. And we'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Have a good day.